Hello and welcome. Andy from Twisted Narrative here, and I shall be directing Shiver, The Last Laugh Part 2 tonight. But before we go into that, let's meet our marvellous cast once again. So, Natascha, hello. Welcome
Hi,
again. Do you want to say a little bit about you before I ask you the icebreaker question?
I'm Dutch. He's not. He's not. He, I don't know where the other guy is on the screen.
Yeah,
But he's not Dutch.
no.
Did you
What?
say Dutch on mine? I was playing a character called Dutch last night, so.
Yeah. What a game that was. But we're not here to talk about that because I could probably fill an entire episode with the amazing fun that we had last night. So we've been speaking off air, and this is probably going to be our last actual play until the new year. Sort of Sunday nights is the only real nights that we can do it at the moment, and we've got sort of schedule conflictions. So it's kind of our New Year's Eve party as well, really. And the question, I suppose, is there anything you are looking forward to? And if so, what is it for 2024?
Other than playing games with this lovely bunch, I also DM Curse of Strat from Dungeons and Dragons for two groups that I know through World of Warcraft. And both groups are doing really well, and we hope to continue the coming year and hopefully wrap up the campaign and then start another one.
Hey, so do you think, are they anywhere near the end game yet? Or do you think
I
it's
think they're about halfway through.
Yeah.
One group has been playing for 2 years, but very infrequently, and the others playing basically every week.
Yeah. So yeah,
they're going quite fast compared to the older group, so to speak. But yeah, everyone's having a lot of fun, and the fun part is, which I didn't expect, is the amazing amount of role playing they get to do in the sandbox areas in the game.
yeah,
They're really loving the social interactions and everything.
yeah. It's one of my favourite campaigns. I was going to say 5e campaigns, but just generally, I've loved Ravenloft and the Curse of Strahd since it first came out. So, Jocelyn, welcome. Please introduce yourself, and I shall ask you the same question in a minute.
Jocelyn. I have, in a couple of months, I will have been in this country for 2 decades.
Wow.
Doesn't sound like it. I know.
2 decades. Wow.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
So that's my big exciting milestone coming up.
Yeah. Is that going to be next year? Sorry, or is
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that what you're looking forward to? Just celebrating that?
Actually, if we're going to go on a sort of GMing theme, I am actually going to begin my first ever GM experience.
Ooh.
I have a group of friends. We finished a campaign a few months ago, and the guy who was DMing said, I'm keen to keep playing. He said, but I can't DM anymore. I've got too much going on. And so I said, hey, I'm really into this Candela Obscura thing. If you don't mind the fact that I've never GM'd before, do you want to, have a little thing and then see how you feel about it?
Yeah.
And they said, have you played? You can watch me play on YouTube. I got the limited edition book. I got all this. I've seen all the things. I am ready for your questions.
You've got Talison's phone number as well,
in my dreams.
No, you'll nail it. You'll rock it. It's really good. If it's a group of friends and they're all, it's just enjoy the experience, really.
Yeah.
So
really looking forward to it.
That is something definitely to look forward to. And Dave, welcome.
Thank you.
Introduce yourself and same question to you.
Hi, I'm Dave in sunny Long Eaton. You can see out the window, the sun is out. And next year I'd like to have a stable supply of meds for my ADHD. Russia kicked out of Ukraine. I want to publish some papers, and I want to play some role-playing games.
Yeah.
And I'd like to recover from COVID, but after 3 years, I don't think I will. So yeah, it's role-playing, I think, and paint toy soldiers.
Paint
Lots
toy
of old
soldiers.
Hammer stuff.
Well, we certainly hope that all of those things come true for you in 2024.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be. But I can guarantee, I say that, I'm touching wood now, that I'm going to be running some games for you. I'm touching wood because, like, who
I know
knows?
what I want. I want to go back to doing a little bit of what's it, role playing and running D&D and thing. But I also quite fancy running Shadow Dark now as well.
Yeah. I'm a big fan. It's done incredibly well. The actual Kickstarter books are arriving soon. The community has been absolutely brilliant, and well, I'm a big fan of Shadow Dark as well.
Yeah, I think before New Year, I do want to try and do some one-off stuff because my son will be back from university, and I'm hoping to get some role playing done with him and a couple of his mates.
Yeah,
and maybe even a bit of Shiver.
Yeah,
could happen.
Talking of Shiver, I think we've got a game to play. Okay, so The Last Laugh. This is part 2. We were hoping to get it finished in one session, and that didn't quite happen. It is though, New York, 1971, and it is 10 years to the day that Bozo Bob was executed for being the state's most notorious serial killer. And you are about to take part, or you're actually currently in, your gang's initiation ceremony. You're all sort of wannabe gang members.
Checkered bastards, woo!
Yeah, woo!
Checkered Bastards is the name of your gang. And quite simply, you must spend a night in Bozo Bob's Boutique of the Bazaar. This was his theatrical props and supplies warehouse. Also, the place where it is believed that he committed many of his murders, some still unresolved. Before we go through what you've done so far, just a warning to you and to anybody that's watching this. There is a content warning, of course. This is a horror-based game which contains mature themes, including but not limited to body horror, graphic violence, blood, death, power imbalances, sexual themes, and social injustice. Please watch at your own discretion, and remember, if you need to take a break from watching, please do. It's not our intention to trigger anybody, and you have been warned. We do use a system of lines and veils to ensure that our players are safe and comfortable with the thing I'm about to throw at them. So you arrived with the rest of your gang outside the warehouse. You made forced entry and then were bolted. The boarding, the metal sheets across the windows were riveted back, making it difficult for you to leave, but none of you would want to leave anyway, because to do so would mean you would be out of the gang. When you got in, things were not quite as you thought. You thought it would be a relatively easy bit of a giggle, as it were, really. But Billy, one of the other initiates, was playing up a little bit, and then you heard noises, warnings. You rapidly came into confrontation with a couple of individuals dressed up as clowns, and you dealt with them, killing one brutally, Joey, and capturing the other one, wrapping them up in shrink wrap. He's currently got very large shoes on, can't move because of the shrink wrap, and a nose that hoots when you ring it, and you uncovered the fact these were actually members of a rival gang trying to creep you out, scare you, and the like. You moved forward, found the offices, and this is where things began to take a turn for the strange as you explored Bob's office. The phone rang. You rapidly came to the conclusion that this should not be. The phone wasn't connected. There's no power to the phone except the red light on the top was blinking, and it most definitely was ringing. During this time, I think Larry and Lorna were also examining the office, and you found that one of the coat hooks actually was a lever and opened up a secret door leading down. But before you could check that out, Joey, to prove there was nothing on the phone, answered it, and there was indeed a voice on the other end of the phone, a voice that said, "This is Bob," a voice that said, "I'm a fan of yours, Joey. I like the way that you killed somebody." And finally saying, "I would very much like you to continue my work." And with that, there is laughter down the phone, and it goes silent again. So, this is where we start part 2. Joey, you're kind of looking at the receiver. Everybody else is looking at you as the camera sort of pans in on each of you one at a time. Let's get some character descriptions. Joey, what do you look like?
I am very slight and androgynous. Definitely not the sort of person who's going to take on the mantle of an axe murderer. I'm quite surprised that he managed to actually kill this guy. He had this fantasy vision in his head of how it would be, but then to realize he was doing it was just unbelievable. He seems quite small in his oversized black leather jacket, very much trying to put on the airs of people like Lorna and Larry and Billy. But his bike is small and crappy, and his body is small and crappy, and he's just clinging onto this gang in the hopes of having some protection.
And Billy has been giving you a bit of a hard time, but ever since you leapt off the shelving and plunged your knives into this rival gang member, Billy's been a little bit quieter and certainly much more reserved around you. One might even say actually a little scared. The camera pans around though and catches you now, Larry. What does it see?
Well, Larry's still supremely confident that this is all just other gangs that are trying to break our balls, kind of thing. And Larry's got just I'm thinking Matt Dillon in Drugstore Cowboy crossed with Aid Edmondson from The Young Ones, Vivian from The Young Ones, and a strong whiff of Meatloaf out of Rocky Horror.
Perfect.
With tattoos. Lots of tattoos.
Perfect. And what's your expression on your face at the moment as you see Joey sort of answer the phone and kind of seems to be having...
It's just not registered.
How is it not registered?
It's going to take time for this to play through into his, to get into the brain.
Perfect.
He's quite happy. He's looking forward to having a fight with the other gang again.
Yeah. Last but not least, Lorna.
Lorna's quite short, bit dumpy looking, excellent mechanic, fairly blood spattered at the moment, since in the previous episodes she took a drill to the gang member's knee in order to get him down. And she just inspected the phone, knows it's not connected, it can't be working, there's no batteries, there's no receiver or anything. So she's looking quite miffed at the moment. She's not sure what's going on, but knows that it's beyond her mechanical knowledge at the moment.
Okay. So the camera catches all of your reactions and faces, and then the dialogue starts. Perhaps Joey, you want to say something?
Lorna, you don't know how this works, do you?
I checked the phone. I mean, there's no batteries or receiver in it. Did you hear anything?
Yeah. I mean, not just like sounds. Like he was watching us, me. He was watching me, and he was talking about specifics. I mean, come on. Out of the four of us who came in here, if he was going to guess who was going to like murder somebody, it was not going to be me. He saw this. Somebody's got some sort of camera system or something, or they're spying on us, and that sound came through there, and it was a voice, and it was a full conversation, and I don't know what else to tell you, but it happened. And
Well,
I'm
the
not
phone
crazy.
shouldn't have worked. It's not connected. No batteries. Anything.
It shouldn't have.
It must be a joke. It's just someone playing tricks. It's these, what are they called, these tigers, this other guys.
Yeah, the lightning tigers, but they're not smart enough to figure this out. I mean, Lorna can't figure it out. Lightning flipping tigers can't figure it out.
Oh.
Lorna picks up the phone, throws it down, and starts smashing it.
Okay.
Just to be sure. Like, it's like, you know, it can't be a joke if it's totally in pieces.
Larry approves.
Yeah.
Best thing for it.
Go to town on this phone.
Joey shoves his hands in his jacket pockets so that nobody sees it. They're kind of shaking now that he's heard himself say this and nobody's told him not to be such a dipshit.
Lorna gives a final kick and scatters the pieces of the phone through the office.
So, let's go and look in the secret room.
Oh, yeah. By the way, did you know that this asshole that used to work here just didn't invent any of his cool stuff? Workshop's completely empty. No tools, nothing. He just bought stuff. He never invented stuff himself.
Well, then what's the workshop for?
I don't know. It was empty. No tools, nothing.
Oh, is that the secret room? Have you been in it?
Not in the secret room, no. It was the workshop downstairs at the work floor.
Oh, let's go to the secret room. Where's Mr. Chuckles? Looks round and the guy with the wrapped up in cellophane.
Yeah. I mean, he's standing there. He's in a bad way. He's taken a drill to the kneecap.
Hey, dude! Stop bleeding all over there. You're going in here. It's not like pushing him into the. Larry starts like manhandling him.
So it's not so much a room as a set of concrete stairs.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's going to be difficult, isn't it, in clown shoes?
I mean, yeah, they're very close together stairs. This stairwell going down has been made to not be found. Your idea, you think it's between the sort of in the connecting wall going downwards. It's concrete stairs. It's not carpeted or anything. It's very sort of industrial, and it goes down into the darkness. Basically, you don't know how far it goes down.
You can surf down on those clown shoes. They're big enough, you know. Just
they should.
Yeah.
Guys, are you sure? I mean, hasn't he had a hard enough night? We've already killed somebody.
You just killed somebody.
I know. Isn't that enough?
This guy's a witness.
Oh shit! I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, it's why we're going to give him to Crane, but we need to keep an eye on him. I mean, we can't just leave him behind. He might get loose.
I mean, I could wait here with him.
Gonna wait here with him? I don't think from what I've seen previously, I don't think he's going to be safe left behind here with you. Just a thought. Do you want to stay behind here with Joey?
He shakes his head. I'm assuming he's kind of gagged at the moment, so he can't really talk.
I pull his guy, just pull Gag out a bit, and just
no,
go.
no.
Do you want to stay?
No.
No. Sorry, Joey, doesn't want to stay here with you. I think your babysitting skills are a bit lacking. Do you want to come down here, down the creepy stairs with Uncle Larry?
Oh, God, stop with the Uncle Larry. You're always pulling the Uncle Larry thing on me. Not your nephew, okay? Fine, I'll go down the stairs.
Cool. Let's go. Come on.
I
Okay.
like having
We
a
got-
big family. He can be my uncle anytime.
I get my lighter out again.
Yeah. So
Flick, flick, and it's up.
Lorna gets a torch from her toolkit.
And you go down these it's an industrial stairwell, and this goes down one floor and then down again. So you now know that you're in what would be considered maybe a basement or something like that. It sort of turns round, and it ends in a solid looking door, framed with metal, and there's a sign on the door, and it just says clown at work, no entry.
Big grin. I think we found it. We found it. We found him. He must be down here.
He's dead. He got executed.
Well, he must have escaped.
That's an
He
Probably
got
before.
executed.
Before the execution, he must have escaped if he's here. Or
No,
someone
the
pretending to
sign-
be.
The sign doesn't mean that he's in there. I mean, the sign would stay there for another 100 years.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Ah.
Is there a lock on the door?
It looks like it, yeah.
Are there any
I'd like
cables
to drill
coming
out the lock and the handle so we can open the door.
Okay, as you get close to it and you get your drill, bzzz, and you're going to try and
I'd
drill
very
it.
much like to get my crowbar on it.
Okay, so both
If I
of you
may.
go to work at it together. Brilliant. Can you both give me luck rolls, please? One at a time. So we'll say.
I really
Yeah.
wish I hadn't done that now. I'm
Yeah.
regretting my.
So we
it's
say
obviously gonna be-
Lorna. Yeah, you've
One
got a
luck.
So as the bit of the drill goes close to it, there is a spark that sort of leaps from the metal of the door to your build rip, and you instantly know that this metal frame is electrocuted, and you just pull back. Larry, you're
I rolled 3 wits.
yes.
So I leap out of the way.
Well, I asked for luck, really. Obviously, if you want to turn,
The dice said,
yeah, if you want
not
to
look.
turn that failure, which it is, into a success, we can. But there's always a cost to that. Certainly, in the way that I run Shiver, as the doom clock is most definitely going to tick forward. So, do you want to take a large amount of volts for the team, or are you ticking that clock forward? Okay. So yeah, you just what I'm going to say is your crowbar basically just gets blasted. It's kind of sort of shattered, splinters of metal.
Yeah.
You managed to dodge out the way, but because you've ticked the doom clock forward, I'm going to say you have shorted the power running through the door.
Can I see any cables running to and from or in and out of this? Or up the staircase?
Not from this side, no. Wherever the power's coming from, it's coming from the other side of the door.
I was thinking phone cables as well.
Yeah. No.
Nothing. Okay.
No
This
cable.
thing has been abandoned for 10 years. How can there still be power? Especially so much of it. And since the
I mean,
power's now gone, I will try
Well,
and
the
drill out.
phone worked.
again.
Okay.
I mean, they probably
But the
just,
phone wasn't connected.
they just jacked into the power from the place next door, I'm sure. Especially from the basement. Wouldn't be hard.
Can we turn the lights on?
There's no
Is there a
light
light
switch.
switch?
There's no light switch down here. No, there's just this door, and you're kind of looking at it with your torch and your lighter. Your fragmented cross crowbar kind of embedded
Yeah, I'm
in
a
the
bit pleased
concrete
about
wall.
that. That was lucky.
Yeah, that was very lucky. So Lorna, I'm going to need some kind of mechanical roll to drill this out.
Yeah, that would be my
efficiently.
smarts.
Absolutely. Yeah, that is no problem at all. You can bank one of those lucky if you want to, or you need to. You only needed one success.
Yep.
So you quite skillfully just tell me what you wanted to achieve. Describe to us how it happens.
Basically, she is just drilling out the faceplate of the lock and the handle, so she can just, just pull out the latch and get the door to open.
Okay. It does indeed open, and there's quite a sterile-looking chamber beyond. Again, it's just concrete floor, ceiling, walls. You can see that there's a door that sort of goes directly in front of you, that's closed, and there's one door to the left-hand side. You do notice, other than that there seems to be a CCTV camera watching this door with a tannoy next to it.
It's on the opposite wall next to the door leading into the,
Yeah.
Straight ahead.
See, I told you there were cameras.
That's it. Someone's watching us and playing tricks on us.
But that,
We'll find them. It'd be another gang.
Larry, that was one hell of a trick. I mean, do you not understand? There was no phone cord. There was no electricity.
Well, I don't know how he did it. He's a master trickster. He's a clown. He plays tricks. It's all about tricks, isn't it? That's it.
He's
So
dead.
I don't know. And so someone's been reading up on him, and it's either someone from another gang or it's just
Talking
someone
about another gang,
giving
Lorna
us
grabs the Klingfield guy and gives him a push and makes him go into the room ahead of us.
He struggles a little bit, but he's easy to maneuver in his restraint way, and you push him in. He finds it very difficult to stay upright. He's got no balance with his arms, with them being so tightly bound to his sides, and he's wearing these incredibly large shoes as he stumbles into this room. Nothing happens to him.
Well, it seems safe. I think we can, go in. I would like to wedge open the door, though, with one of the pieces of crowbar so it can't fall shut behind us.
Yep. Again, no roll really needed for that. You wedge it open. You can see that there are cables that are attached to this door. The cables are now sparking. Yeah, an obvious sign. These cables must lead somewhere to some kind of power source.
Joey leaps out of his skin. The first the sound of that electricity.
Are the cables going to the door on was it the left or the right or straight ahead?
They seem to be, they're not truncated, they seem to go into the concrete. So it's difficult to know exactly where they go. The whole thing seems to be a sealed system. But there's definitely power still coming through the cables, because you can see it sparking.
I would imagine, being a mechanic, that Lorna has one of those nifty follow the cables voltage meters things to locate where the power cables are in the wall.
Well, you say that. That is an interesting idea. Give us a look roll to see whether you've got one of those in your toolkit and see whether they were about in the 70s. Yep, you got one. Absolutely. So is that what you're going to do? You're going to ignore the 2 doors at the moment, but you're going to start following the cables around.
Yeah, just to see which of the 2 doors would be at least Lorna's priority in finding the power source and just making sure that nothing else can hurt us.
So the cable embedded in the concrete wall seems to go towards the door on your left-hand side. But then they also continue beyond that door, going to the door that is straight ahead as well. It seems there is perhaps a network of cables in these walls.
Dang it. I don't know which direction to go to switch the power off for these doors.
Dunno. Do these cameras work then? Is he watching us? Can we find out where he's watching us from? Where's the control room for these cameras? It must be like TV room, with all like TVs, like the security guards and things. At the mall that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been here before. How the heck am I supposed to know? I just know that the cables go everywhere and that they're powered by something really strong.
Joey's gonna basically sneak back into the corner by the first door they came in.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else in this room? Is it just there's a camera?
No. It's just like this. It's kind of bizarre, really. This very solid concrete floor, wall, ceiling, sort of bunker almost.
I'd like to test if the other 2 doors are also electrified.
Mm-hmm.
Larry legs it as quick as possible up the stairs to the top of the stairs.
Okay. So as soon as you begin to sort of investigate these doors, Larry sort of runs, and you, with Joey, are you in this room but by the door? So you've got Joey with you, and you've got Billy with you, and you've got this other rival gang member with you. Are you
Mr. Chuckles?
Mr. Chuckles, that you are calling him for the moment. You kind of investigate these doors, and with your cable detector, no, they don't seem to be electrocuted, these doors. They do appear to be locked, though, both of them.
I start drilling out the ledge plating.
Once again, let's see if you make a bit of a botch of it. Oh.
3 smarts.
Yeah. I'm going to not make you make a roll for each of the doors. I'm going to say you've managed to easily
look to bank there as well.
Yeah.
No, I can only bank one lock.
Yeah, you unlock, basically. You gain access to both of these doors through these doors. They're not open at the moment, but they can easily be opened if you want.
I also will pick up a few more of those pieces of crowbar in case we need to wedge open those doors. And I shout upstairs, like, "Hey Larry, where did you go? Come back down here, you motherfucker."
I'm wedging the doors open at the top. I'm going to say, in fact, is it possible to break the doors so that we can always get out?
I mean, a door can be taken off its hinges. It is only a door.
It is only a door, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to break that door.
Okay. You go to town on the door. It's not the first time that you've broken doors.
No, it's not.
No.
I just kick shit out of it so that it kick it off its hinge.
Yeah.
So that we can't be. I just want to make sure we can't be locked in there.
A lot of noise is made, but you, this door's not going to be an issue at all. No one's going to see you in here.
So it's more of a light. Yeah, it's a light thing rather than a it's light and hidden rather than
Yeah.
Okay, but it's broken now, just in case.
Perfect.
I'll come back down.
Joey's been peeking up and seeing what Larry's up to and keeping an eye on Lorna and just sort of generally staying hidden but seeing what's going on.
Yeah.
I was just making sure we can get out.
I maneuver Mr. Chuckles to the door on the left and get ready to pull it open and shove Mr. Chuckles through the door.
Okay. You can do this. He staggers into a room. The room is obviously dark inside, and as you have got your torch, there's kind of a little strobe effect as he blocks the torchlight. Can you roll again another luck roll, Lorna, for me?
No luck.
So this time he fails to keep his balance, and he falls face first into this room. It's a smaller room, kind of looking very much like a study, maybe a place where there is filing cabinet and books, and on the wall there's a very large kind of map and a number of sort of photographs and pictures with string across. Unfortunately, as you push him in, he falls straight onto the desk, kind of hits his head hard. There's head wounds, bleed terribly, and quite a lot of this paperwork scatters, sort of covered in blood, as he crashes into the room.
With a terrible sound of as his nose hits the desk.
Absolutely.
Oh, poor Mr. Chuckles. He's fallen.
Is there a phone in there, Lorna?
Is there a phone in there?
It's difficult to see at the moment. There's this captive of yours kind of lying on the floor, sort of twitching. There's blood everywhere, and there's no overall light. You can see there's a light switch, though, if that is any use to you.
I will use the rubber end of my torch to switch on the light.
Yeah, okay.
Very wise.
You do that, and on the concreted ceiling, there's kind of like one of these large warehouse lights that has got sort of metal on it, and it slowly comes to life, shedding light into this study. Yeah, you can see that there is another phone here.
Yeah, there's a phone.
There's a phone. There's paperwork.
There's a map.
Mr. Chuckles bleeding everywhere. He's poor Mr. Chuckles.
Okay, Joey's gonna slip into the room and have a look at the phone. Has it got a cable connecting it to the wall?
It does indeed have a cable connecting to the wall.
Okay, I'm gonna pick it up really tentatively. Any dial tone?
Doesn't appear to be a dial tone.
Oh, bang, bang, bang.
Click
Click a
911.
couple buttons.
Mhm.
Why 911?
Larry!
It will fool our tests.
What?
He's
There's
messing
been a
with us.
murder.
You bang on the numbers and say there's no dial tone or anything. It seems the line's dead.
What's this paper? Larry idly picks up some of this paperwork.
Yeah, it's
it's got red on it.
Yeah, it's difficult to read at the moment. It's covered in blood. Some of it's scattered now. It's all out of order. It's going to take a degree of time. There's not a lot of room in here. It's quite a small space. You know, it's not decorated. There's the furniture, but again, it's just concrete.
As Larry stares at the first piece of paper, is there any writing on it?
Yeah.
Okay, you can see Larry kind of like whatever it says.
Can
his mouth moving as he's reading it. Yeah, it's just.
can Joey can I investigate the contents of the desk?
Yeah, can you give me a smart roll for trying to establish this scene, please?
Okay, and then as a tracker, I add a talent die when tracking or investigating. Does that count?
I mean, this is investigating. It's certainly not tracking, so.
I want to make a smarts roll too. But
Well, we'll do Joey first, and then we'll come back to you, Larry.
how do you roll 0 dice?
I will allow you to roll 2 dice, and you can take the one that
No,
is
I've got
smart.
2. I've got 2 instead. I've got 2.
Well done. You've got the talent dice works for you, Joey. So 1 success. This is going to take time, but you've got all night. I mean, you can't leave till the morning, till dawn anyway. So it's not like you're going to be going anywhere. And
Yeah, I'm just gonna plop my skinny butt on the ground and
yeah.
start going through whatever's in there.
So this is interesting. Initially, it's almost like books on history or excerpts from history. The first one, 5th century BC. Zeus, a Greek painter, said to have died laughing at a humorous way in which he painted the goddess Aphrodite after the old woman who commissioned it insisted on modelling for the portrait. And 3rd century BC, again in Greece, Chrysippus, also known as the man who died from laughing at his joke, a Stoic philosopher by sorts, who died of laughter after he saw a donkey eating his fermented figs. He told the slave to give the donkey undiluted wine to wash them down, and then, having laughed too much, he died. Then moving on to 1410, King Martin of Aragon died from a combination of indigestion and uncontrollable laughter, triggered by his favourite court jester, supposedly with flatulence. 1556, Pietro Artino seems to have died from suffocation from laughing too much. 1660, Thomas Urquhart, Scottish aristocrat, polymath, and first translator of Francois Rabelais' writings into English, is said to have died of laughing upon hearing that Charles II had taken the throne. And much more recently, October the 14th, 1920, 56-year-old Arthur Cobcroft, dog trainer from Australia, was reading a 5-year-old newspaper and was amused at the prices for some commodities in 1915 as compared to 1920. Supposedly he made a remark to his wife regarding this and burst into laughter, and during it he collapsed and died. Laughter isn't medicine, isn't the best medicine. Laughter can kill. And you see that there is much speculation upon this and research delving deep in how to kill people with laughter. And this is what all the paperwork's like. There is also, with that success, a map. The map, though, is of New York City. And it's curious. Right across the map, various locations, there are small sort of X marks. Covering.
Maps and engineering circuits are close together, as anyone with a little bit of history of the London Underground map knows. Can Lorna have a look at the map to see if she can recognize a pattern there or some connecting bits?
Interesting, absolutely. I mean, this is going to be smarts again, knowing stuff, but it's going to be difficult though. I'm going to need 3 successes. Oh, I can see a 2.
I'd like to combine the 1 luck with my bank luck and make 3 successes.
Brilliant against all the odds. Yeah, there's something quite interesting about this, and it does seem to be somewhat connected with the underground system as well, although it's not showing the underground system here.
Subway.
Sorry, subway, to all of our American viewers, which is probably Jocelyn. If you are from America, please put a message in the comment section. Say hi.
Hello, America.
Yeah, and absolutely Subway. I like to be corrected, especially if I'm going to write this up as an adventure. But yeah, it does seem to connect with that, and you're not exactly sure why, but it seems to be a very even spread as well. Very even spread.
Oh, look, it looks like someone randomly picked spots on a map. People are very bad at doing random.
What are they? What are they? Are they where he killed people?
No, there's substantially more X's than people that he killed.
Well, people that we know he killed.
Absolutely.
Do any? Oh, how would we know if anyone? No, we wouldn't know if anyone. You know, if any of the victims were represented by any of these X's, because that would require a Wikipedia page on it.
Which neither Wikipedia or the computer to read it off exists.
Yeah, they've got one of those anachronisms.
20 years too early, sorry.
Joey's not the sharpest tool in the shed, but could he see if they're like if they represent or if they correspond to like museums or libraries or places that like the painting or the something from the philosopher would have ended up?
Give me a smarts roll.
Okay. Definitely not his strong suit, but you know, you can try.
Smarts, it's good.
Wow.
So you kind of look at all this and no, there's no representation between sort of museums and that. In fact, some of them are quite sort of out of the way, but it covers the entirety of New York City, not just sort of Manhattan, but the surrounding districts as well across the river, really.
How many crosses are there on there, Andy? Is it like dozens or tens, or is it hundreds?
Yeah, you're talking about hundreds.
Is it like a dot to dot thing?
You think it'd be far too complex with that, but you do find with that extra bit of research a little slip of sort of paperwork that had fallen off because of the poor victim that you shoved into the room. And you pick it up and you have to clear it off of blood, Joey, and you kind of look at it.
Yeah, it's got red on it.
It's definitely got red on it. And it basically says Rhiza sardonicus or rictus grin, highly characteristic, abnormal, sustained spasm of the facial muscles that appears to produce grinning. Could be caused by tetanus, strychnine poisoning, or Wilson's disease, even reported after judicial hanging. And then strychnine poisoning is underlined, and then written across it is close to dying laughing, question mark.
Is this
Oh,
some sort of plan for the waterways or something?
That's
You're gonna
fluoride.
dump what?
Larry, that's fluoride, not strychnine.
Are they different?
Yeah.
Discussing chemistry. Below IQ.
So
Yeah.
this Lorna doesn't know what strychnine is, so she needs to ask. I know what strychnine is, Lorna.
Yeah, I mean, it says strychnine poisoning, so one would assume that it's some kind of poison.
I mean, I've heard of it. I've never seen anyone selling it on the street, but I mean, you got to be able to get a hold of it.
It's rat poison,
Somewhere.
isn't it? Strychnine rat poison?
Might be.
You're not sure, none of you being chemists.
I'm not Googling that.
Yeah,
Is Lorna any closer to recognizing what the points on the map mean?
like we said, fundamentally.
It's just the subway. Are they entrance point to the subways?
No,
or?
no, they're not. But I mean, you're kind of aware that there's a lot of venting that goes on with the subway, and it could.
Is it a plan to like pump gas in or some sort of gas in that poisons everybody?
No, I think these are the vent gates that you see in the sidewalk, and there's some fake houses and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. So it's planning on like dumping. How do you do that? How do you what? I don't know how you do that.
Oh, me neither.
Don't really know how you do much of anything, to be honest. This room's boring now. Let's go and what? Was there another door?
Yeah,
Most of the vents are blocked now anyway, because all the people sleeping on them because it's nice and warm.
Well, also, I mean, if this gets caused by tetanus, I mean, all we have to do is find a bit of rust and stick it in somebody and see if they get this rises.
I thought you said it was rabies and strychnine, not tetanus.
no, the form says tetanus, strychnine poisoning, Wilson's
Oh.
disease.
Nobody here's got like someone in the family who's had this Wilson's disease, have they? I've never heard of that.
Never heard of it.
Yeah,
Me
okay.
neither.
And the only thing I really know about is, yeah, stick somebody with a rusty bolt. Lorna, you're good at that. Maybe this guy will get it.
Yeah, but the tetanus stuff, that doesn't make sense to have fence put on a map.
So is this something he was going to do?
Maybe.
Or has someone else had this plan since? Has someone else been down here recently? Like the guy
Is there lots of dust in this office?
It's very difficult to tell with you shoving him in and him falling first, and then everything getting mixed up and blood being everywhere. So you don't know.
Well, let's take a look at the other room then.
Yep.
Maybe that room's been used.
Yeah.
Can we pick Mr. Chuckles up off the floor, or has he expired?
Yeah, I'll grab him. He's just got a sore head and a sore knee. Be fine.
Not in the best of conditions now at all. If you want him to move, you're going to have to carry him.
Yeah, just put him upright in the doorway of the next room, and then, I don't know, let him enter any way he sees fit of his own.
After the two of them leave, I'm going to pick up the phone one more time just to check.
Yeah. Nothing happens.
Hey, Bob. Yo, Joey. Bob?
As soon as Lorna hears you talking, she comes back and yanks the connection jack out of the phone.
Yeah, Lorna, you weren't supposed to hear that. Jesus Christ. Muffle your ears sometimes, okay?
It's not working. The phone upstairs wasn't working either. Get a move on. We need to see what's down here so we can, I don't know. Why are we down here? Larry, why are we down here?
It's cool, man.
Oh
This
yeah,
is where the clown hung out. And look, he was planning things down here. Come on, the cops never made it down here. We're the first people in like 10 years to be down here. And the last guy was Bozo Bob.
And our fingerprints are all over it now.
What?
I mean, we're gonna have our fingerprints are all over it now. If the cops come down here, we're gonna have to clean everything.
I didn't touch anything with my fingers.
I didn't touch anything. I definitely didn't kill anybody.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna get my T-shirt, and I'm gonna start rubbing the phone and rubbing the books and rubbing the papers and rubbing the desk and rubbing the shelves and rubbing everything.
As you rub the phone 3 times, the light lights up and it rings.
I pulled the jack out. That thing is not supposed to ring.
You tell that to the phone. You tell that to the phone.
Lorna picks up the horn.
How did you do that? How did you make it ring?
Anything. Is it for you this time, Lorna? Is it for me again?
Well, Lorna, you said to Lorna to pick it up, so Lorna's picked up the phone.
No, I didn't. I didn't mean to say that.
Is it still ringing?
It's still ringing.
We all just stood around watching it ring.
I was planning to pick it up, but I mean, if you want to pick it up, you can.
Yeah, Lorna will pick up the horn. And the rest of the phone in the other hand, and we'll just walk out the door into the other empty room.
Having fun?
Yeah, loads, man.
Good.
Any of your lightning tiger buddies also having fun?
I don't know what you mean, but if you're having fun now, wait till you go into the next room. It's one of my favourites.
Okay, bye. Lorna hangs up the phone and starts stomping on it with her steel-toed working boots.
Okay, you stomp on it.
Scattering the pieces all through the empty room.
It's not for me.
Sorry, what did you say?
It's not for me.
Nah. It's just one of those lightning tiger guys again.
What do you have to say?
He said this next room was his favorite room.
Great. Joey's going to go to the corner under the camera.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So you're definitely getting under the camera, so the camera's not on you, yeah? You've dismantled this door as well, or rather unlocked it, so it's going to be easy enough. Chuckles, as you are calling him, is not chuckling. In fact, he can barely stand now.
Yeah, we position him in the doorway, and over his shoulder I shine the torch, and then gently, carefully push him a couple of steps forward.
Yeah, say he can hardly stand. He's going to slump down. You're going to have to hold him up and push him forward if you want to do that. He's not going to be able to walk.
Oi, Larry, help me with this Chuckles person.
So you push him in, the door opens, and you see this is a much larger chamber. It's kind of like the stuff of nightmares in here, really. A combination of a small stage, kind of almost like a sort of circus top, really. Sort of half circle sort of stage with a few seats arranged around it, but the seats are much larger and heavier than you would imagine, and you can see that they've got manacles attached to them. A captive audience, one might call it. There are also a number of old cameras on tripods, but rather than being positioned to film the stage, they are positioned to film the audience instead. On top of this, it's a fairly large chamber and there's no light at the moment. You can see beyond the chairs there's a large number of not marionettes, what do you call the things that
Mannequins?
you put mannequins, yeah, a large number of those all dressed up in clown costumes. There must be close to about 20 of them. It's about as much you can see from the doorway. The chuckles you throw in just kind of flops to the floor again with a grunt.
Does the floor slope down with the ring of chairs, or is it all just level?
It's all just level. These heavy chairs are kind of positioned in semicircles around the stage itself.
Are there any occupants in the chairs?
You kind of look for a moment. There, I think, are two that remain in the chairs.
Is it a raised stage?
Yeah, the stage is maybe about a foot off the ground. It's not massive. The kind of
Okay.
thing you would have in a comedy store or an improv joint.
Okay.
What's on the stage?
Nothing at the moment. It's empty.
Are there curtains behind the stage? Or a door?
There are drapes all around here, and it looks like the stage itself could be curtained off with a railing. This isn't. There isn't a huge amount of expense put to this. There seems to be a couple of extra doors leading off. Again, one you can see right at the far end of this chamber, and one that is kind of to the far right of the stage.
Hey, I see two chairs are occupied. Want to check them out? I poke Larry.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll stride forward purposefully to go and look at these two people sitting in chairs.
Okay.
Yeah, I follow him with the torch aimed at those two chairs. Are the chairs next to each other, or
No,
are they different parts of the audience?
they're separate.
Closest one first.
Closest one first, you get to there, and they are manacled into this chair. You can see both arms and both feet.
And are they? How old are they? Are they what? You know, I mean, are they real
Skeletons.
skeleton bodies or?
No, these look fully fleshed out. But as you get ever closer, I would like you to give me. I think this is probably going to be smarts, your environment.
Get out of town.
Yeah, well done, Larry.
And a look. And I can't find my
I got
paper from
two.
last time.
Very good.
And I can bank a skill again. Luck, sorry.
You certainly can. And you both get close to these, and you realise that you are being fooled. Both of these are just more mannequins, or appear to be more mannequins anyway, unmoving. Kind of dressed as the general public, and as you get closer to them, you can see that their faces have been painted, though, with horrible rictus smiles.
Can I have a look around to see if there are cameras in this room?
Yeah, give us, again, a different smarts roll.
And since I'm investigating, I get a talent.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
very nice. 3. 3 is good. So you look around, you do see that there is another camera in here. You also see that there's a light switch if you wanted to make your investigations easier. But with 3, you notice
sorry.
something else. That's okay. Let me
I was
tell
just
you.
going to ask where in the room the camera
Yeah,
is.
the camera's in the same sort of position again. It's kind of on the far wall, and it's kind of it's covering the door that you've all come through, basically. There's a little tannoy box by it as well, but with the 3 that you've got, yeah, one of these mannequins, not the 2 that Lorna and Larry are, one of them's just moved, and yeah, it disappears off into the darkness. You lose sight of them, but you could swear that you've just seen one of these mannequins move, dressed as some kind of clown or jester. Difficult to make out. It was right at the back. You shouldn't have seen this, but your sharp eyes have. You don't think you're alone in this chamber. I mean, you and your crew. There's somebody else here.
Okay. I'm going to wrap my bike chain around my fist, and I'm going to say, Larry, if you make fun of me, this is coming for you first. But one of those mannequins just left the stage.
It wasn't on. It's not on the stage. They're kind of situated at the back of the room.
At the back of the room.
Yeah.
Where?
Just moved.
Where?
Over there, in the dark. And there's a camera over there, so we're being watched again.
Shiny torch! Shine torch!
I shine my torch in the direction where the darkness is.
You shine it. It's horrible. All of these mannequin faces, all of these clowns that seem to be mocking you with their rictus grins.
Which one? Are there any?
He's gone now.
Where did he go?
One of these.
Yeah, but where did he go? Did he go out the door?
No.
Just maybe his feet are sticking from underneath one of the curtains. Maybe we can check for that.
Can I push some of these clowns?
Yeah. You start moving them, and they fall over. They begin to fall apart. Arms come loose. Heads fall off. There's a little bit of a domino effect as they clatter against each other.
Does anyone go, ouch?
No. Whatever you saw, if you indeed did see something, isn't there anymore.
I swear. Guys, I swear.
It's creepy. It's dark.
I stopped pulling on.
If they were here, where'd they gone?
I stopped pulling on the nearest curtain, trying to bring it down from the ceiling.
Yeah, it's easy enough. It's on a little rail. You kind of do it, and it easily tears and rips, and it comes down.
Lorna, you believe me. You heard an Impossible Film conversation. I mean, there's all sorts of weird crap going on down here.
Yeah, lightning tiger bullshit. Let's get these curtains down if they're hiding behind one of them.
I'm sure there's lightning tigers down here. I'm sure it's not just... I'm sure they want their mate back. Probably want both the mates back.
If there's lightning tigers down here, you know where they are.
Well, they're here.
And so I'm sort of whispering and pointing that they're under the stage.
Stage is only about a foot tall. It's unlikely anybody's underneath it unless there's a stage, trapdoor, and it goes deeper down.
How many of these mannequins is there?
There's about 20 of them, and
Are they all fallen over now?
Yeah, if that's what your intentions were, you kind of knock them all
Just
over.
push them all over and make sure that they're all mannequins.
They're grotesque as well, and looking in terrible state. I know that your rough and tough street kids seen real violence on the streets. You're not going to be scared, but it is spooky.
I'm steadily making a progress around the room, tearing the curtains down. one by
Yeah,
one.
you tear them down, and as you eventually kind of pull all of this down, you do see that there are indeed two doors. There's the door that you're aware of straight ahead, but there's two other doors. So 4 doors in total. The entrance, the door directly opposite the entrance, and one on either side of the room. But both of those are actually marked. One is marked workshop, the other one is marked storage.
Which is
Are they
which?
both on the side where the mannequin disappeared?
No, the one marked storage is where the mannequin disappeared. The one marked workshop is opposite that door. So there's one in each of the 4 walls.
Maybe you went through this door if you truly saw something. And I point at the storage door.
Well, I guess I just spent like half an hour cleaning my fingerprints off of this damn room. Someone else want to touch something? And I'm just gonna jam my fingers in my pockets and back up a little.
Don't you have like gloves with you? And I wiggle my
No.
glove
Bite
hand.
glove. Got bite gloves.
Well, you got bite gloves. I'm working on it.
So I inspect the door again. First of all, to see if it's booby trapped.
Give us a smart roll, please.
Two luck into a smart, please.
Okay. It doesn't appear to be trapped. It's not locked either, but the one thing that you do notice is this door is, or the room beyond, is super cold. Very, very cold.
Oh, look, I found a freezer.
Freezer.
Yeah, it's cold.
What's in
Oh,
there?
that's creepy.
Why would
Now
there be a
that's
freezer down here? Still
Creepy.
functioning.
Creepy clown in his killing room.
You don't think it's? I mean, that's stupid, but I mean, you know what they say about like ghosts making rooms go cold. I mean, it's not that, but I mean,
Nah.
Nah, it's just a freezer, and I open the door.
Yeah, you sort of open the door and you can see that the room itself is iced up. There's rime all over the concrete walls. But as you put your flashlight in, it's not a meat locker. There are dozens of upright cylinders, containers made of metal and glass frontage, but again all frosted up. And there are large pipes connecting them all.
What the hell is that?
I wedge the door open with some more of the deceased crowbar.
can I hear the running of a generator or the refrigerator unit, or is it silent?
That's a good question.
Now that the door's open, you can hear not a generator in that room there, but you can hear there is a thrum. There is power going to that room. But as you ask the question, give me another smarts, please. Who'd have thought a gang of bikers need to do so many smart rolls? Very good. So as you
And
kind
make so many of them, and actually make so many of those rolls. Well,
as you are trying to compose yourself and rationalize everything that's going on, you think you've heard generators before, and you think you can hear very low. You had to, engage your senses to try and listen out for something, but you can hear vibrations coming from the workshop. You think that within the workshop is probably where the power is maybe coming from.
Lorna walks forward and tries to wipe the rime of these glass-fronted cylinders.
Mhm.
One of them, the closest one.
It is freezing cold. I mean, the cylinders are obviously cold inside, but there seems to be some not necessarily leakage, but this is 1970s tech. It's not perfect, and obviously the outer cylinder is frosting up as well, and you probably have to blow on it, get very close, get some warmth in there, and as you slowly but surely melt the ice on the glass, you are met with a horrifying sight. There is frozen in there individual. This individual's got a huge rictus smile on their face.
Ew.
What is it? What is it?
It's a body in here.
Hey?
Yeah, it's
Get
like an
out.
ice coffin. Like a frozen corpse in a cylinder.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, literally. It's cold here. I'm moving back out. It's too cold in here.
Wait a minute. Maybe wait. If there's an empty one, we can put Mr. Chuckles in it, and maybe no one will ever find out.
Oh, oh.
No, Mr. Chuckles is going to train.
Turn to Mr. Chuckles. Are you up for that?
He's lying on the floor if no one's carrying him about. He's in one hell of a state, having had his kneecap drilled out and then pushed in the room and smashing his head.
Larry, you said it yourself. He's a witness. I mean, this is perfect.
Is there one of these things with a door open?
There's nothing with the door open, but as you begin to go down here, and there must be dozens of these in rows of sort of threes, really, and it's really cold in here. And as you get in, the warmth of your body, your core body temperature tends to sort of drop, and there's sort of your breath can easily be seen, and you're wearing sunglasses. They sort of steam up as well, or ice up.
Yeah, I don't like it in here. It's starting. I'm starting to freeze my ass off. I'm going to get out.
I just said it's too cold in here. Let's get out and look at the workshop.
Dude, that's one of the that's crazy. That's one of the goddamn craziest rooms I've ever seen. This place is weird.
I do quickly want to see if there's no one hiding in this room, though.
Okay. How are you going to do this?
Very carefully just switching the torch between all the rows and making sure that there's no one there.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult from the doorway. You're going to have to go into this chamber and give it a proper look if you want to be certain. You're not going to be able to do it. It's such a big chamber, and there's rows of these cylinders, so many places to hide.
How far along is the back wall then of this chamber?
Yeah, it's a good maybe 20 feet or so, but it's kind of a long room.
Yeah, that's what I meant. How long is how far back does it go?
Well, as I say, from the door to the back, it's only about 20. But again, it's cinematic. You're not going to sort of rationalize putting your torch in, looking around the corner and seeing something. If someone wants to hide in here,
we need to move between the cylinders.
Yeah. So is that what you're going to do?
Yeah, I'm going to do that and carefully just switch the torch back and forth each time I move into an.
Okay, can you give me a smart roll? And we stop the action here for a moment. Joey, where are you?
Joey has spent a lot of time being very cold, and so this isn't bothering him as much. And so I'd like to go to the very, very back where there's a chance he thinks that, there might be an empty one, and, just rub on a couple and see if you can see them.
Okay. And Larry, where are you going?
I was heading back to the door to where Mr. Chuckles is like lounging around on the floor.
Okay. So you're
Because it's
heading
cold.
there.
And this room's like, I mean, it's pretty cool, but, I mean, it's just corpses and things.
As you are searching, Lorna, you're moving quietly between these again, shadows, ice, cold. You don't see anything as you get to the last line. As you take your final 2 steps and begin to turn around, with your 2 successes, you hear it. One of the canisters click open, and leaping out is a woman dressed in a jester's outfit, carrying a large baseball bat, and she lunges at you screaming and makes her attack. She hasn't taken you by surprise because of your wits, but we go into cinematic action now. We're going to go through each of you. Joey, you would be aware of this. Lorna, you will be aware of this. Larry, you're outside, not of this scene, but you're a distance away, so just bear in that. Everything is happening at the same time. So, Lorna, what is your intention? We're going to get everybody's attention, then work out this scene.
Getting my drill.
Okay, well,
and probably an instinct using my torch as a to parry a blow if she swings the bat at.
Yeah, let's focus on this. You got the torch and you were sort of searching. You didn't really have your drill out or anything.
No.
So your intention really is to try and avoid, to dodge or parry this very large baseball bat coming down. Joey, what is your intention?
My intention is to go at this jester with a dagger, but my questions are, am I officially stealthed?
You're not stealthed.
I'm not stealthed. And am I more than 10 feet away from the jester?
Yeah, you're down the other side. You probably can't even see what's going on at the moment.
Okay. But I'm guessing that
you can hear what's going
on. So then I would use my momentum ability, which is that if I have a 10-foot run up, I can add damage to my first strike in combat turn melee.
Okay. So we'll see this. So what you're attempting to do is run forward and try and stab this individual. Perfect. Larry.
If I hear this commotion, I turn around and see this woman leaping with a baseball bat.
You don't see it. You're in the other room at the moment, checking out Chuckles. You can certainly. You can certainly hear what's going on. That doesn't mean.
So I'm going to move. I intend to move to a position so I can see what the hell's going on.
Yeah. You can do that, and you can have an action as well. So you can move. You can see it. And then what would you like to do?
If I can see it, I'll charge forwards.
Okay, you charge forwards. Excellent stuff. Loving this. So she is going to make her strike first at you, Lorna. The baseball bat crashing down. No grit whatsoever. The luck really helping you out there as well. She smashes it down, but as she does, while she doesn't hit you, she hits one of these other cylinders by accident, and luckily for her, it causes like a huge jet of super cold air to sort of fill this area. It's like it begins to burn, It's simultaneous, so Lorna, you were trying to dodge out of the way. You successfully managed to do that. You can, if you want, staggered back a little bit outside of this blast of cold air.
Oh, definitely.
Joey, you see this super frozen air sort of blast out of this chamber. You're running forward. Can you give me your stabby roll, please? Which I believe is what are you using for this with your dice? Because you're not going to be using grit, are you?
Which
Uh,
should be?
The only thing I don't
The
have
blue
written down on my
keys?
sheet is the skill I use.
It'd be wits, I think, for a knife.
Yeah, it'd be wits for a knife. It is wits for a knife.
Excellent.
You probably chose that because you. Okay, 2 successes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
the
Yeah,
there we
on
go.
the talent die.
dice.
Yeah.
So you catch her, you nick her, but she seems to shrug it off. It's not the first time that she's been cut like this. And we move to Larry.
So what can Larry see directly ahead of him?
You can see this woman of an indeterminable age, doesn't appear to be particularly young, maybe late 40s, wearing a jester's hat, got 2 sort of pigtails.
Yeah. Lovely.
Bizarre sort of white makeup with this rictus smile on her, wielding this big baseball bat.
And obviously trying to hit my mate Lorna.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'll run and just punch her as hard as I can. Then just barrel into her, fists wet, like roaring.
Cool.
Like an absolute maniac.
She's shouting, "Bozos, my friend, not yours, Joey. I'm going to carry on his work." Go on, Larry. Make your attack roll.
Oh,
I'm not getting in your way. Nobody's getting in your
You've
way.
just cut her. Her attention
right.
is
Okay.
on
So
you now, Joey.
I'm on the berserker path.
Mm,
So with my furious fists, I gain an extra talent die
perfect.
when I'm fighting barehanded, which I am. I'm wading in with my fists. So let's see what happens with that lot. It's quite a lot of dice to roll.
So
3 successes.
3 successes, yeah.
And a look. I've got another look. I'm going to burn that and make it 4 successes.
Okay,
Does that
that
get us
turns
anywhere
it
in
into
towards critical?
It does. It turns it into a critical. She is a tough cookie. Challenge rating 2 is this one. So you turn it into a success. What's the damage on the?
Normally I do 3 with my fist because of
that will be doubled to 6 points. And you sucker punch her. Yeah, she was not expecting that, and she staggers somewhat.
Yeah, Larry punches like a kicking horse.
Yeah, she screams at you all. You don't understand. It's my legacy. I'm going to do it. You're not going to take my place. I'm going to finish his work. And she's almost manic now. And she's going to make an attack at you, Joey. She seems to particularly recognise that Bozo Bob seems to have taken a liking to you. So we'll quickly go around again, probably very similar. Lorna, what action are you going to take this turn?
Fetching my drill from my toolkit and start drilling into her.
Okay, driller, killer style. Joey, what is your intentions?
Even though I've said you can go ahead because Joey has no intention of continuing with this, my flaw is one-track mind, and this person is clearly still a
She
threat to us
has
all. So
helter-skelter eyes.
So I want to go in again with my knife in one hand and my bike chain wrapped around my hand as it still was
Okay,
in the other.
perfect. And Larry, more punchy.
But let's just all calm down and try and talk about No, I just batter her as hard as I can.
Okay. So it's simultaneous. All of this is going to happen at the same time again. So I'm going to just quickly do the attack against you, Joey. That is two successes, but I'm going to turn it into 3 with the luck there. This baseball bat is a terrible legacy of Bozo Bob, and it is going to do 6 points of damage to you.
And all the armor I have is
Have you got a dodge?
useless for me.
As a maverick, have you got a dodge?
I've got a dodge, and it says, yeah. How does that work again?
You just roll
You
a
roll-
single dice.
Yep. And you want a
That's
whip.
it.
You want the key. Don't.
It rhymes.
Yeah. So yeah, this crashes down on you. Your armor takes some of the damage, but
Actually, it doesn't. My armor is either adding talent to stealth and hiding or resisting ranged attacks.
All right.
So there's nothing for melee.
So you are going to have to cross off some of that health there, going down 6 slots, making you injured. Is that right?
Limping.
Yeah. But we'll do your attack first, Joey, because all of this was simultaneous without any deficit.
Okay. So I'm not stealthed and I've got no momentum.
No.
So
yeah,
I'm just gonna attack.
You're just little Joey with a little knife against this very scary lady that wants to do you harm. So you can make that 2 successes, 3 if you've got a banked, but that isn't going to make it into a critical. So 2 successes is just as good, really.
Okay.
So you slice it again, and there is a rip of her costume, and she just says, "I'm going to enjoy this." Lorna, you fumble getting your drill out, and you power it up, hold it up, and you go to strike. What are you going to do?
Lorna being short and probably having shuffled away on her backside, just trying to avoid the previous blow, will aim for either her feet or her knee, whichever she can reach.
Oh, that's gonna smart. Okay, give us a roll. Very nice.
2 successes and a luck combined, so that's 3 successes.
How much damage does the drill do?
3.
Okay. It sort of goes in. You think it draws some blood, but you need to keep it in. She is surprisingly tough, or perhaps unsurprisingly tough. It's not the first time that she's taken some damage off some gang.
Meddling kids.
Yeah. Then we move to Larry again.
Yeah, I on the last roll, I rolled a lot of, I must have rolled a whole heap of wits. So I absolutely looked fantastic and dynamic as I waded into her with my blow. So I'm going to follow it up with another combination of whirling fists and screaming at her, me, fight me.
Oh, wow.
What we got there?
4 successes.
4 successes, yeah, which is another critical.
And the luck I'm banking.
Yeah, if you get 2 above, it would be a critical. So you were saying you normally do 3, and that's a 6. Is that right?
Yeah.
You've kind of got her attention as you start kind of battering. She's not happy about that. At this point, I need all 3 of you to give me a luck roll. You need at least 1 luck, as this super cold gas is spraying around this room. Larry, you fail.
Can I burn a luck?
Nope. You need... you can burn your luck. I'll allow that, absolutely. take
I
that.
got because I got a
Yeah.
luck point on
No,
the
no,
previous roll. So I'll do that. Yeah, if I can.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
be that. Lorna, you go. Yeah, you got the luck.
Yeah.
Joey, you go. No luck for you there. Joey, have you banked a luck?
I have.
You wish to
And
use
I will
it?
spend it.
Okay,
Yes.
you spend it. You all manage to avoid taking any cold damage of this cold gas that is filling this chamber. We go to the next round, perhaps even the final round. Larry, you've drawn her attention. She's going to switch to you.
Yeah, come on.
And
Bring it on. Bring it on.
She raises this. We'll get everybody's intentions first, though. Lorna, what are you doing?
Trying to move behind her and then overarm over my head, aim for the back of her neck with the drill.
Okay. I'm desperately trying to get some purchase to really make this work. Joey, her attentions are off you for a moment. She's still aware of you. You're not going to be able to. I mean, you can obviously move away and hide yourself and get out of dodge if you want, but you're not going to instantly be able to get into hiding in this combat situation.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, it's fight
Okay.
or flight.
Okay. Well, I'm at least gonna move. I'm gonna run 10 feet away and get ready to take a flying attack
Okay.
to sort of make up for my lack of body mass.
So you perhaps clamber up one of these cylinders ready to perch and dive down. Yep.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you clamber up onto one of these things and get ready to strike. I mean, you've got a move and an action, so I think it's fair to say that you can clamber up, and you can attack this round with your momentum, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Absolutely.
And Larry, are you keeping up the attack?
Absolutely. Larry's got crazy 8 bonkers.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, we'll cover hers first as she swings at you this time.
I can't read your dice.
I've got three luck. Baseball bat swings at you. It does hit you. You take just the 6 points of damage.
Right. Oh, hang on. Let's see if we can. Tough is rubbish, isn't it? Because you can. I'm going to do roll that. No, I got weird, so I can't reduce it by 1. Okay. 6.
Yeah, 6.
I'm just furiously checking to see if there's anything else. Okay. All right. 6. Okay.
This is a slasher movie. Believe me, she should be doubling this. She should be doing 12. She should be getting those crit rolls. But it seems your director today can't roll dice.
Damn, that's made me angry. That makes Larry absolutely furiously angry, and he roars, just like bellows at her, like incoherently.
Okay.
And goes absolutely mental.
Perfect. So we follow through with all of this. Lorna, do you want to make your drill attack? That's nice. You can turn that into
3
4
successes plus 4 with 2 luck combined.
Very nice. So you actually make purchase this time and you stab it. This is horrible in the movie, straight into her shoulder bone. As you can hear it actually taking purchase. She actually screams in pain as flesh and bone basically is drilled deep. Joey, you are jumping with your knives.
Switchblade. Haha. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And since I'm doing momentum.
Okay, so this is wits. So that's 1, 2, 3. You haven't got any banked luck, have you? So you can bank
Nope.
1 luck again if you want. Yeah,
Okay.
you jump down and you stab, and again a nasty wound. She is now being overwhelmed as Larry comes in, maybe for the finisher.
So do I lose die as I take wounds?
This is simultaneous, so not
No.
on this
Oh,
round.
right, okay. She's not going to like this because she shouldn't make Larry angry because he gets to add an extra die on his next attack.
Okay.
So I am rolling a big old handful of so many dice I wouldn't be able to afford them if they were real. Sorry, hang on, I've just got to check. So yes, I think that's right.
Wow. So 1, 2, 3. Is this
4.
Four.
4 successes.
It's 4 on grit.
I only make 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah,
Uh,
brilliant.
two-
Yeah, no, you're right. So with that,
And is she down?
well, the combination of all the damage the 3 of you do is enough to fell her.
I've got another attack because
Well,
as I take damage, I get an extra attack action.
yeah. I mean, you
But
can make sure she's out, but she,
I definitely pulping the body on the floor.
yeah. No need for a roll. It's
Yeah, fair play.
cinematic action as you,
Larry doesn't know when to stop.
yeah. And yeah, you're standing over this body, making sure it's not going to move again. There is blood and bone. You're drilling there, Lorna, your knives. But she's kind of in her death throes, twitching now.
This is much more the way that Joey thought that any sort of combat would go, which is, Larry and Lorna doing all the crits and him going, "Oh, I've got a little 4-inch switchblade," every once in a while.
Okay, so the whole of this room goes, and it's so cold. You see that some of the blood, as it goes close to one of these cylinders, almost begins to sort of freeze.
Let's get out of here. It's not healthy here. Just
Yeah, no, all right.
Who was that crazy? I told you. He's got a bloody fan club. He's got a fan club. He's got a fan club of bloody mad killer clowns.
female mad killer clowns too.
Well, at least one.
Yeah,
Last
I
room?
closed the door to the storage room and then I wedged it from side
Yeah, okay.
in case one of the other cylinders wants to open and get at us. They can't now.
Last room, or did we just go upstairs and go to sleep? Or have a drink or
Let's
something?
Sleep.
let's defrost all the cylinders.
Funny, Lorna.
Let's try and see what's in the workshop and see if we can find this generator and basically get all those cylinders to defrost.
If they defrost, they're just gonna jump out.
They're dead.
Oh, this whole night, I just don't understand.
They're all dead.
A dead person did this to us.
No, she's the one that you saw escape into that room.
That's it. It's all done.
She hid in an empty cylinder and came at me when I came close to discovering her. But all the other ones are dead. I mean,
What
they're
are the
just
chances?
frozen.
There were
Nobody
dozens
can
of these
survive being
things.
frozen.
What are the chances that you would go and find the one that she hid in?
I checked all of them. That's the idea of making a thorough search.
That's it. Larry's picking the baseball bat up and dragging the body outside to have a look at it. See if there's any, I don't know, like searcher.
Okay.
Don't want to search her in there because it's cold.
So can you give me a smarts roll?
Wow.
Well, it's not so much searching, it's to see if you notice anything else. Look.
Oh, look at that.
Do you want to turn the doom clock up? Luck is one thing, but it's most definitely not smarts. But you can turn that failure that you've done into a success.
2 looks. It's 2 looks.
It is 2 looks actually. The rules
Let's
allow you
make
to
it a
do that.
success.
Yeah, the rules you can actually do that.
Yeah. 2 looks into a success.
So first and foremost, you find out she's naked under her clothes.
Everybody
Most
is.
people are.
Yeah, okay, so that's not so much a shock. I'm just making sure that you're listening to me. Sometimes when I run games,
Why did you automatically assume Larry would be looking for that sort of thing?
but you see that she is covered in tattoos and scars as well.
Is she a ganger? Is she a gang member? Do I think?
Yeah, do we recognize any of the tattoos as gang tattoos?
Because I've got gang tattoos.
You do. She is perhaps was once a member of the Checkered Bastards.
Checkered
What?
bastards.
Yeah.
She's one of our own?
Well,
Shit.
she's probably mid-40s now. She's not a face that you recognise. She's got this white makeup and this Richter smile makeup across
Well, we
there.
definitely need to bring her out and for Crane to look at. Maybe he knows her.
Yeah.
But many of the other tattoos are like a heart with I heart Bozo Bob and similar sort of things. Most definitely besotted with Bozo Bob.
This is so weird. Okay, let's check the. I make sure that the storage room is blocked, and I will open the workshop door.
Yeah, the door
Well-
opens.
Hey, Lorna. Before we face more weird, let's just say weird crap. Okay.
Are any of you guys hurt?
Yeah, only a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, I
some.
can. I got some first aid stuff that I can use to like patch you up a bit if you want.
I mean, Larry, after you.
Larry's probably got a cut above his eye for.
I got the medic ability. I stitch my friends up and keep them alive for now. Roll a CR1 smarts check. If successful, heal an ally or yourself for 2 wounds. Every smart symbol in excess of 1 that you roll heals an additional 1 wound.
Woo!
So do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, who are you doing first?
Joey, he seems to be most suffering.
Okay, give us that roll.
Oh,
Well,
look.
that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, there's this one that's bombed. Oh no, it's not. It's on the lock. Okay. So it's 4 successes. So that's 8.
I don't think it worked. You said it's +1 for everyone above. It doesn't double, does it?
Oh yeah. Every one is additional ones, and it starts with 2. So it's
5.
5.
Wow. Lorna, you're good.
That's a really useful thing, isn't it?
You patch.
Now Larry.
Yeah, definitely having his head bandaged.
Yeah, because it looks cool.
But you get
Let's
to
get
know
duct
his
tape.
big scar. Yeah, duct tape. But you do get to see he's already got a big scar running down his head.
3 with the 2 luck converted into a smart, so it's 4.
Cool.
All right, Larry. Now we're all patched up. Do you want to maybe come upstairs and help me drag this person, this naked under their clothes person, upstairs? Maybe we wrap them up just in case they come back to life.
Whatever. Yeah, I'll pick her up
Yeah?
and cart her upstairs. It's easy for Larry.
Okay.
Just pick
I'll
her
come
up and
upstairs
over
now.
its shoulder and upstairs.
Take her upstairs. You find the.
You got the baseball bat. Bring the baseball bat.
Aren't we going to check the workshop?
Yeah. We'll be right back now. Right back. I just want to make sure that there's no surprises from this one.
Okay.
All right, the bike chain. I got
I
knife.
follow you. I'm not staying down there alone.
So
Okay.
you all do this. It's fairly simple to do, and then you find your way back down to this chamber, and you're standing in front of the workshop door.
Again, I check for booby traps.
Yeah, give us a roll. No, seems to be fine.
4.
Absolutely fine.
I open the door.
Yeah.
This time we don't have a Mr. Chuckles, I think, so I just shine my torch inside.
Yeah, it's a full-on workshop. It's very difficult with no light, really, with just a torch to make this out. But it's beyond what you would say is like a standard chop shop, as it were. There is laboratory equipment here as well. There's
I look
large
for a light switch
canisters.
close
Yeah,
to the door.
there is a light switch.
With the back of the torch, flick it on.
Yeah, kind of. And this is a large chamber as well. There are various metal desks with various equipment upon it, some large glass cylinders, and to one side, a large kind of computer bank. It's I mean, a massive wardrobe-sized piece of equipment, and it just got flashing lights that seem to be powered. In the center of it, though, there seems to be something counting down. It's not so much, well, I suppose a clock, a timer or something. It's not digital. That's far too advanced.
It's clack,
It's
clack,
just, yeah,
clack.
ka-junk, ka-junk. You know, the one out of Lost, if that's a reference.
No, I've never watched
Watched it.
Lost.
Well,
Me neither.
it's like that. And
I know the old date clocks.
yeah.
though. Yeah.
It's like that, you know. It's slowly sort of seconds, minutes, hours. The other thing you notice is a very large, what you would assume to be some kind of power source generator. It's again probably state of the art for 10 years ago, a little bit dated sort of now, but all of this gear is worth a fortune. You know, it's
What?
you're not entirely sure what it's for, but you don't. This is not the kind of stuff you would buy off the shelf. This is something that has been put together.
How much
Lorna
time
is
is on this
drawn like a
countdown clock?
magnet.
Sorry, one
I'm
at a
sorry, you
time.
go.
You go first, Joey, and then we'll come to Lorna.
How much time is on the countdown clock?
That's a very good question. When you looked, there was 5 minutes. It's clicked down 4 minutes, 59 seconds. Click,
Guys,
click.
that can't be good.
Shit.
Lorna is drawn like a magnet to the computer. She actually has the curious flaw.
Nice.
Basically, because she's like a mechanic, anything mechanical, which computers at the time still were. They're not digital, they're analog. They worked with tubes at the time. So she's basically just all over this thing, trying to figure out how it works, how it's powered, and to see if she can find out what it's counting down for.
Okay, so that's what you're doing. We're going to do a little bit of a montage and a scene, so that's your intention, Lorna. Joey, what are you intending to try and do?
Hide his sheer terror, and mask it as let's wait for the 5 minutes to finish, let's close the blast doors behind us, and after 5 minutes, let's come back and investigate.
Okay, so you want to try and just let it run its course.
I want to get the heck out of as far away as possible from it, but I'm masking that by saying let's get away for now, and then after 5 minutes, because we don't know what's going to happen in 5 minutes, it might be bad, and we come back down.
Okay, so
We've
you're not
got
going
these-
to you're not going to
these
take any
lightning-
actions. You're just going to kind of start saying we should leave, we should leave, we should leave. Okay.
Trying to convince them. Yeah, like the lightning tigers. I mean, they're probably counting something down that's not going to be good for us, so we should
Larry.
go.
Larry apologises for having to run because there was a smell of burning coming from the kitchen.
Oh dear.
So,
I hope you
but everything's
sorted
fine.
that out.
So
Yeah.
we're all good. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. No one's on fire or anything. So sorry, I missed what we're looking at.
So you've gone into the workshop, which is a combination of a very large workshop and a laboratory, but this is bespoke made. There's a huge wardrobe-sized bank of what you would consider to be 1960s computers,
Yeah.
flashing lights and whatever. There's no monitors or screens. In the center of that is a large countdown clicking, similar to the one in Lost, but it's mechanical kind of numbers.
Is it?
Yeah, sort of moving. Tick, tick. There's a large state-of-the-art sort of generator that is obviously powering everything. To one side, there are numerous tables with various creations of Bozo Bob. You think there's some chemical engineering been going on here. You think there's other things like thematic weaponry, or I sort of notice a collection of razor-tipped playing cards, some deadly joy buzzers, and perhaps acid spraying lapel flowers,
Yeah.
all being kind of constructed here. So what are you intending to do?
Well, it's funny, these mechanical devices. They're really, really like, because ever since Larry got taken, he's had this, and those things did things to his head and left him with his interesting operation scars. It's like machines like around him. If they kind of go wrong, you know, which is like really handy when you're in a bike race.
Not so handy when something's counting down as you move into this
but what
room.
if that mechanical clock were to kind of like break?
Yeah, it has as you move closer to it. Can you roll me a luck roll, please?
A look. I was about to roll a weird.
Yeah.
Roll.
Okay. Give us a weird roll.
A strange
yeah.
roll.
What?
Because that's my. So this is haywire.
Mm-hmm.
I roll a strange check, CR1, to cause a malfunction of a mechanical device.
Yeah. Perfect.
This is from my background, which is abducted.
Nice. Oh, you've got it.
Got one.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So this malfunctions, which seems to indicate that something goes wrong with the system. Yeah. So you see the dials speed up. They begin to count down even faster now. Click, 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 click. 4 minutes.
What'd you do? Come on, let's get out of here.
Lorna tries to find out from how much time the computer has been counting down.
So this is
10 years or 5 minutes.
Yeah, this is important here. So you've made your roll. No, yeah, you've kind of gone in and made your role, Larry, for this moment in this scene. Your Joey is just panicking and saying, let's get out of here, let's get out of here. Lorna, get a smart roll. You can use engineering if you've got any additional abilities. This is definitely your wheelhouse here.
I think I got something extra.
Perfect. Click, click.
If I try to fix something, I can add a talent die. So I'm trying to fix the clock here, trying to find out how it works.
You're trying to do something. It's initial analysis at the moment, but it counts as the same thing, so you can have it. Absolutely. Oh, nice.
2 successes.
2 successes is all you need. You begin to look at the machine. It's curious, trying to work out. You see it's connected. Maybe you can disconnect the power. You don't know what Larry's done, but this thing is going haywire. It's counting down even faster. Kind of looking at everything. Yeah, this is counting down from 10 years to the day. 10 years since Bozo Bob got executed. And then your eyes, and almost Sherlock Holmes-esque, you kind of look at some of the symbols on the chemicals. You notice one is labelled kind of strychnine and the like, and you remember the notework and the map and the X's and everything else. And you think New York is laced with
He
horrific.
rigged the entire city, and I rip out the power cord to the
Well,
computer.
You think doing that will make it activate?
Oh. I try and reprogram the computer to stop counting down.
Well, you also notice that the only safe place in New York City is in here, in this basement, if you were to lock yourself in. So that is the first scene. You've got that packet of information. Simply running, Joey, that would have caused so many deaths. Larry, you've caused the machine to go wrong. It's going badly wrong now by the looks of it. Lorna, impossible piece of machinery in front of you. Simply breaking it, cutting the power. He's not stupid. Look at what he's done here. He has fail safes. God knows. So, statement of intents for this final scene. It's now 2 minutes and counting down incredibly fast. It's not like you've got a large window of opportunity, thanks to Larry. Lorna.
Yeah, thanks.
What are you trying to do?
As I said, trying to put information into the computer so that it will stop counting down to 0. So the trap won't fire.
Okay. Very difficult thing to do. You're not entirely sure you can, but you are going to try. Oh, that's 1 minute 30 seconds now and counting. You're going to try your very best. Sounds good. Joey, what are you going to do?
Joey is going to run back up to Bob's, no, not the office, but the room where Lorna hadn't smashed the phone into a bajillion pieces, and close all the doors on his way, to keep the strychnine from the city, to keep from seeping in.
Yeah.
And try to get Bob on the phone.
I'll just correct that. There aren't any. All the phones have been smashed. The one in the upper office was smashed by Larry. The other phone was smashed by Lorna.
But
there is a phone in here.
Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna run and shut this door.
Yeah,
and then
this door is a heavy door as well, and you can do this. It wasn't locked, so Lorna has not taken this door apart at the moment.
Okay.
And you're going to go to the phone and try and make a call.
Yeah.
Okay. Larry, what are you going to try and do?
I pick up the baseball bat and just say, what can I smash?
Not this thing. Get as far away from it as you can. I'm trying to stop the countdown.
Do it quick.
We've got 59 seconds now.
So okay, Larry looks pretty nervous for the first time. And but not for the first time. He looks completely clueless.
Okay.
But he's got a baseball bat, and if there's something needs smashing, he's ready to thump it.
So you've got the baseball bat. Are you backing as far away as you can from the machine?
Slightly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As
Slowly
you take
backing
one or
away
two
from that.
steps back, it seems to slow somewhat. Ka-dink,
Oh, hello.
ka-dink.
I'll move further and further away.
It slows down. It's still counting down as a second a time, but
Shit, it's me.
oh, did you move forward again? It starts clicking.
No.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah.
You got to test
Slightly,
it.
definitely does. It moves slightly forward. No, all right, go, and then away.
Okay. So we play this scene out. Quite possibly the last scene of The Last Laugh. Joey, you pick up the phone. There's no dialing tone or anything else.
I'm gonna hold the phone like this and just say to the walls, to the ceiling, in case there's a hidden camera, microphone, something. Look, you're already dead. You want to kill the whole city? What good is it having us down here? What good is it having frozen people down here who love you? This what is it you want from us? What do you want?
I want the last laugh.
Okay, haha, your turn.
It's ticking down. It's ticking down. Do you want to play a game, Joey?
Sure, fine. Game, fine.
I want you to carry on my legacy.
Meaning what? Like being a clown or like being an axe murderer?
You will find instructions. If you follow them, I will leave the city to you.
Where? Where are the instructions?
You'll find them here. In the meantime, Lorna, this is simultaneous as you are doing this, but you are thinking this is quite serious. This is a pact from beyond the grave. Maybe this is the way you could save New York City, by offering to fill his very large shoes. But
Like the occasional murder instead of the entire city dead.
Lorna, there is one chance here, and it's difficult. We're going to need 3 successes on wits. As it ticks down.
No pressure, Lorna.
No.
That's not going to make it. That's one smart.
Okay. You don't have enough time. It's counting down. 3, 2.
Lighting a fag.
And she's
I'll take it.
You say that.
Yeah.
And you mean it with your very soul, with your very spirit. And the clock stops at 1 second. Junk. Then it starts dialing up. Back to 10 years. You look at each other. Has you done it? Is that it?
Let's get the hell out of here. Drag that bitch's corpse over to Crane. And just leave this all behind.
I gotta find these instructions.
I can look for it later. Come on.
No. I'm not leaving without these instructions. I don't trust that thing not to just start spinning up again. So
Got
can
10
I
years.
search for them?
Yeah, you look in this workshop. It's kind of strange. As you look around the workshop, you see hanging up on clothes rack. Bozo Bob's original costume.
Oh.
You
can't.
feel drawn to it, not necessarily compelled to put it on, but to take it, to use it.
I'm gonna pull it down. I'm gonna sort of drape it over my arm, kind of with pinched fingers, like it smells really bad, even if it doesn't. I don't know what the hell this means, but I think this has got to come upstairs with us. Shoes, I'm assuming too.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you're assuming.
So I pick it all up, wedge the shoes under my arm.
The nose.
What if I, as a joke, if I go to like put the nose on Larry, do I feel anything weird? Like I shouldn't be putting it on him, I should be putting it on me?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a feeling with that, but as you attempt to do something like that, the countdown begins to start again.
See? Just to put it on myself.
It stops.
The checkered bastards are never going to let me walk around literally looking like a clown. I mean,
With the
I don't-
I'm
nose on
pretty sure
you,
it's just a part-time job.
with the nose on you, you hear in your head, then we shall kill them. We shall kill them all. And as you hear that voice, a smile begins to form across your face as you begin to laugh, half hysterically and half maybe.
Stop it, Joey. Stop
maybe.
it. It's not funny, Joey.
And that's when we will roll the credits. You have saved New York City and possibly yourselves, but it seems Bozo Bob has a new vessel. Who knows what would have happened had the countdown happened and New York City? Maybe it was a joke. Maybe it was the truth. Maybe Jacket Bastards want to check this out. Maybe they don't. That is another tale perhaps to be told. But for now, you managed to stay the rest of the night here in Bozo Bob's boutique of the bazaar. As dawn comes, you are let out, and the bright light you clamber into, that is certainly a night to remember. It is up to you whether you try and explain what has happened or whether you do not want to see this place again. The one thing we can be certain of is Joey has left changed. To what extent? That is another tale to tell at another time. There we go. Well done. You completed your initiation. Some questions, some answers. Some things perhaps made sense, some things perhaps didn't. But you didn't uncover it in the game, so perhaps when I write it up, you can buy the product and find out all of the things that you maybe missed or misunderstood.
Yeah.
I think it was pretty straightforward what was going on there. I think you pieced most of it together. Wow, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed that. You were successful. It is a horror story. it is a dark horror story where there is no easy answers. There is no we easily win this, but that is the true tale of horror sometimes. Whether you took the best choice or whether you didn't, we will see. I would have loved to make another movie about gas being released on the streets of New York City, creating a load of maniacal, mad, sort of zombie-esque kind of killer clowns. But for that, you've stopped that tale from happening now. We've just got another Bozo Bob released instead. Brilliant. Thank you very much, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, we'll quickly go round thoughts on the story as a whole, any favourite bits, etc., etc. Start off as always with Natascha, mainly because you are top left.
Yeah, I was indeed a bit surprised to make so many smart rolls in what is basically a biker initiation movie. But it's a nice story with a couple of nice, good twists and turns. Like we had last episode, the Lightning Tigers, and this episode, what I assumed as a player, the deranged initiate from like 10 years ago who got stuck here and left behind.
See, you're already beginning to work some things out.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, me, the player, went in that direction, but Lorna was just like, I don't know, maybe Crane knows, or let's drag her upstairs.
Maybe Crane knows. Jocelyn.
Yeah, it was really interesting because just the rolls of the dice and the way things worked the first time around. Joey's sort of insecurities and youth and inexperience and fears all came out in the actions that were on, like, as part of my archetype. So I was stealthing and sneaking, and then had the one spectacular hit, and everything else was just staying out of everybody's way. And this time, yeah, I mean, it was all melee. It was all these, confined spaces and, pressure to go down and down and into these little rooms. And so it had to be much more acted out that I'm afraid and I want to go away, and and trying to cover that up. So
that sense of
it was really,
claustrophobia.
really interesting. Yeah.
I did like the fact that Bozo preyed on the most insecure person in the party, the most insecure character in the party.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna make a brilliant killer.
Yeah.
No one's gonna suspect you.
No.
I'm this reedy little nothing. Yeah.
Dave, any thoughts?
In Shiver, a level 5 warrior type on the Berserker path is lethal.
Very good. I mean, you took
it's I really enjoyed the that doing that, playing someone really confident in the in just being a knucklehead.
Yeah.
No, complete git really for his mates, but not nice. And I quite enjoyed that, and rolling a lot of dice.
Yeah, no, it's always fun to roll dice.
I mean, that's quite, it's much more fun than rolling 2 dice for the smarts.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And that was quite entertaining. But I also I really enjoyed the having I got the haywire thing up my sleeve.
Yeah,
but thinking that I'm going to knacker someone's chainsaw. You know what I mean? Someone comes at me with a chainsaw. I'm saving that for that. You know, and then there weren't any. I was hoping that there'd be a cat somewhere or a rat or something like that could go and recoil in horror at Larry because animals don't like him. But no, I really I thought you were very cruel, but for speeding up the countdown.
Well, the alternative was that you stopped it and it caused all the bombs to go off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, fair enough. But I thought I thought it was very entertaining.
I
when,
kind of
when
loved it.
it speeds up.
And to be
You
honest, you know, I mean, you can gamify, you can game the game,
yeah.
but Shiver is not about that.
No, you're right. You're right.
Shiver is all about to my mind anyway. It's also, you know, what is the most cinematic thing to sort of happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the speeding up the clock was a great thing. I'm not sure what Larry could have done at the end there, because I mean, he's nothing about that kind of thing at all.
You could have taken Joey down, realizing that they might become the new one, the chosen one.
Yeah, but then he'd probably all gone off again, and
I know.
had the zombies. I thought that might have been fun.
It's a difficult
going
one.
to miss a few New Yorkers anyway. I mean, there's so many of them.
I mean, I was anticipating you just going, you know what, let's lock ourselves in here, let it happen. There'll probably be some survivors, and then you emerge in this wasteland for
Post-apocalyptic clown, psycho clown zombie wasteland.
I mean, that's got to be a good horror movie, hasn't it? So to me, with Shiver, sometimes the hard decision of going, look, there's no real solution to this. It's not a situation that you can win cleanly. You know, one person either takes on the persona of Bozo Bob, or this happens. That's kind of like the ending of The Thing, you know, where you kind of go, oh yeah, you know, this is, they haven't really won here, have they? But what I also see the upside to that is it creates another movie, another cool story that we can play in anyway. So it's not so much a loss as a
I think Shiver's a game where you kind of sort of expecting to die.
Yeah. No. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed it. You know, for those of you who know the kind of games that I like to run, I'm not a fan of sort of darker endings like this. But sometimes you have to suffer for your art. So I feel like it's me that suffered more than you, the players, throughout this scenario. No, thank you very much. It's been an amazing group of players again. And as I say, I think it's unlikely now, we're kind of 10th of December, that we're going to be able to do another one pre sort of the new year. So I've got hundreds of ideas for various Shiver scenarios. So plenty more coming up in 2024 though. So I want to thank you all for playing this year, and I want to thank everybody that spent the time watching these. I hope you've genuinely enjoyed them. And I wish you all a very happy new year. If I don't wish you all of it later, I'm going to see all you guys before New Year, but I'll say it now on stream as well. Thank you very much. Genuinely, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you to the GM.
No, thank
you.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks, Andy. Happy compliments to the season to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe if you can. It really, really helps us out. And we'll be seeing you all next year. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.